what's
Okay.
the Lakers' ceiling this season?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you know the ceiling. You know what the ceiling is, Perk? Like Michael Jordan said, the ceiling is the floor. The finals. They can get to the finals. If D-Lo gonna keep playing like this, and Anthony Davis has only missed a handful of games. That's all I wanted. I done won my bet with Stephen A. Stephen A. say he gonna miss 15 games by Valentine's Day. Well, guess what? I ain't getting a bouquet of roses, but I'm gonna get something better than that, Perk. Their ceiling, they can make the finals. With Anthony Davis playing the way he's playing. LeBron coached and I ain't giving you 25, 7, and 7, Perk. And D-Lo, D-Lo been on that thing. And then we got the Kobe of the Ozarks. Look, put Perk up. Stand up, sit up in your seat. You slump down in your seat. The teacher is talking to you, Perkins. The NBA Finals are their ceiling.
Look, you are so wrong. You are so wrong. And here's why, okay? First of all, their ceiling is the second round, okay? They're not better than the two teams that we watched battle last night in the Western Conference, and that's the Clippers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's first off. And they proved to us, what that game showed us is that you have to have elite wing defenders in order to make it past and contend for a title. The Lakers don't have that. And then let's talk about the defending champs. The Lakers haven't beat them since I don't know when. Like they haven't beat them in forever. So when I think about those three teams alone standing in the way of the Los Angeles Lakers, it eliminates them from even thinking about winning the title this season. And you know how I feel about LeBron James. He's the greatest player to ever touch the damn basketball. But he also is 39 years of age. And we saw last year, we saw what kick in. We saw fatigue kick in the postseason. We saw him get tired because of the load that he had to carry throughout the postseason. And we don't know what Anthony Davis is going to give us on a consistent basis in the postseason. And he has still to this day, he still has to look at Jokic and say, you know what? At some point, at some time, I'm going to have to go through him, or I'm going to have to go through Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, and it's not going to happen.
All right, so Shannon, let's go over to the primrose path, and I'm going to take you down it and show you what needs to happen for the Lakers. I'm going to construct what needs to happen. All right, number one, as of right now, they're 3 games back of the number 8 spot, which is held by the Dallas Mavericks. And in a weird aside there, I don't really understand what Spencer was talking about with moms and dads and whatever and why he chose the Lakers over the Mavericks. But Kyle Kuzma came out yesterday and told The Athletic that he had the Wizards and the Mavericks had agreed to a trade for Kyle Kuzma, and Kuzma asked them not to trade him to Dallas. And the Wizards honored the request, even though they didn't have to. So now we have Spencer Dinwiddie and Kyle Kuzma, so they don't want to play for Dallas. That's an interesting little side note. But I will say that Dallas has won 5 games in a row. They are playing well right now. They are 3 games ahead of the Lakers. So the Lakers really need to walk down the 8th seed. Why? Because if you are the 9 seed, you're looking at Steph in the first round in the play-in. And even if you get by that game, you got to win 2 games. The big disadvantage between 8 and 9 is you got to win 2 games to get in. And Perk is right. I know LeBron looks great, but at 39, you don't want him to have to play 2 games, then immediately enter a series. So walk down the Mavericks or whoever else is in front of you. You got to break because the Jazz have kind of disqualified themselves. They tore pieces off at the deadline. Now you get potentially Oklahoma City in the next round, in the first round. I think they could beat Oklahoma City because they have size on them. They've had success against them home and road this year. Then you try to make things interesting with LeBron, AD, and your defense.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you know what, Perk? Maybe the Western Conference Finals is as far as they get because we see them get to the Western Conference Finals through the play-in. And D-Lo wasn't playing last year like he's currently playing. I believe Austin Reeves has stepped up his play. And Anthony Davis has been more consistent this year than last year. And LeBron is LeBron. So with those 4 pieces, and now we got Dinwiddie, we got a guy that can give us 10 to 12 points off the bench with Rui and Christian Woods, I like it. I like it, Perk.
I think you talking with your heart. and not your brain right now.
Yeah.
Because the top of you, the brain of you is telling you that the Lakers are not that damn good in the Western Conference.
We
But your
get to the
heart,
West.
because of Coach James, you right. I mean,
Put
that's
something
what
on
it
it.
is.
I love you.
Put something on it. I guarantee you, Perk, we get it at least to the Western Conference Finals.
Okay, let's put something on it. Let's put something on it.
Look, I'll put this on it. I'll put something on it. Damn it, if they don't make it, you better put me on Club Shay Shay.
Bet.
I want an interview. I want some of that yak too.
And when they get to the, at least to the Western Conference Finals, send your boy one of them old puppies. That's what you do.
Bigger statement: Minnesota or Milwaukee?
Minnesota. They went to the Clippers building and beat the team that had gone 27-6 over the last 33 games and did a demolition job on them. These are two top teams in the Western Conference, and they went to your house and they beat you down. I don't really know what else to say. And Anthony Edwards didn't have a great night. I think it was 1 for 11 from the three-point line. But like you said, that dominant third quarter outscored them 40-19, and they did a job. The Clippers had looked. I mean, if you hadn't watched the Clippers over the last 33 games, you said that team's coming out of the West, because that's how well they had played. Kawhi Leonard had played himself into the MVP discussion. Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous, and then you have to put Kawhi or Giannis in that 3-4 spot. That's how well they had been playing. They had been playing. James Harden had ingratiated himself in the offense, doing a great job of distributing the basketball, and when they needed him to score, he could score. And we know Paul George, those guys was playing great. But what the Timberwolves did by going into the crypt and beating them down, that was a much bigger win than the Nuggets losing on the road in Milwaukee. The Timberwolves, they showing you something, Perk.
Let me tell you why you're wrong. Let me tell you why you're wrong. You said that their record was 27-6, the Clippers, okay? One of those 6 losses came against the Timberwolves about 3 weeks ago. When it comes down to the Minnesota Timberwolves, they have beaten every top team in the NBA. They handed the Nuggets their first loss. They handed the Celtics their first loss. They beat the Clippers twice. They have beaten the Bucks. They have beaten every single contending team in the league. So it wasn't surprising. And I believe that the Clippers right now, the last 6 games that they played, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the last 6 games that they played against the Clippers, they won 5 out of 6, if I'm not mistaken. But when it comes down to the Bucks, I said this on NBA Countdown last night, and Molly, they called me everything but a child of God when I said this. I said the Bucks were in a must-win situation because they have been battling the flu all season long, but they kept going to Walgreens and CVS trying to get that over-the-counter medicine. All of a sudden, they got their antibiotics last night. And when you think about the Milwaukee Bucks, when you're labeled as a contender, the defending champs are coming into your house and you need that signature win, damn it, they proved that last night. And that duo of Brook Lopez and Giannis Antetokounmpo anchoring that defense against Jokic last night without Chris Middleton was a beautiful thing to watch. And it was a statement win, and it was a must win, and they got it done. Under Doc Rivers.
A must win before Wendy. A must win before the All-Star game? Damn. Okay, go ahead, Wendy. Take off.
Okay.
You didn't say that when AD said it. Hey, Shay, you didn't say that when AD said it when they said they needed a must win against Oklahoma City after the in-season tournament.
Bro, the Lakers had won 4 games at that point. Of course it was.
No, come on, Perk. You know, with Shannon, every Laker game's a must-win game. They're playing the Pistons tonight. Must-win game for Unc. Okay. The answer to Molly's question is that it was a bigger win for the Bucks, but I want to just say something real quick about the Timberwolves. Size, size, size. This is a big, bad, strong defensive team, and their size gives teams problems. They're 3-0 against the Nuggets and Clippers this year. The Clippers, as awesome as they are, have issues with really big teams. It's their big challenge against the Nuggets eventually. They just lost last week to the Cavs because they play with so much size, and they defend. Defense travels. They're the best road team, in my opinion, in the NBA. Their record shows that. But the Bucks, before the last 2 games, had lost 5 of the first 6 games that Doc Rivers coached, their defense wasn't showing much improvement. They are able to get back-to-back games where they give up less than 100 points. That's the first time that's happened for them in 3 years. So for the Bucks to get that win, even though it's at home, even though it's in February, to get a couple of good defensive performances in a row, that was huge for them.